Chapter 3, Disaster. "Come on, Jack," Annie called. She was almost to the river. If you remember from chapter 2, Annie went down the ladder of the treehouse and she went to the river to try to help the animals cross the river. Now, wild animals. Do you think you would do that? I don't know. I think I would be a little nervous. I think I would be feeling like Jack. I would be like, I don't know if that's a good idea. "Just a minute," he shouted. He wanted to study the giraffes and the zebras. He pulled out the Africa book and found a picture of giraffes. He read, "The giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. Its legs alone can be 6 feet tall." That's like as tall as a basketball goal. "And its hooves can be as big as dinner plates. The giraffe has a very powerful kick, which makes it dangerous to attack. For this reason, lions tend to avoid giraffes." Jack pulled out his notebook and wrote, "Notes on Africa. Lions avoid giraffes." What does that word avoid mean? What do you think? It says, "For this reason, lions tend to avoid giraffes." Because the giraffes have a powerful kick, so lions stay away from giraffes. So that's what that word avoid means. He turned the page and read more. "Zebras live in family groups. As no two zebras have exactly the same pattern of stripes, every baby zebra must learn its own mother's pattern." Jack studied the zebras, trying to see their different patterns. But in the hazy afternoon light, all the stripes made him dizzy. He blinked to clear his head, then read more. "Zebras are the first to cross the river because they eat the coarsest grass. After they've thinned down the top layer, the wildebeest arrive and eat the next layer. They prepare the grass for the gazelles who come last." Wow, thought Jack. Each animal depends on the one that goes before. He wrote, "Animals, all connected." What does that word depend mean? Each animal depends on the one that goes before. So the zebra is eating the top of the grass, then the wildebeest eat the rest, or eat some more, and then the gazelles eat the grass at the bottom. So they depend on each other to be able to eat the grass. Jack heard Annie shouting from the riverbank, "Jump, beast, jump! You can do it! Don't be afraid! Come on!" He looked up. Annie herself was jumping as she called to the wildebeest. Jack sighed. "I'd better stop her before there's trouble," he thought. He put away the Africa book and his notebook. Then he jogged towards the river. His pack was heavy and lumpy, bumping against his back. He'd forgotten to take out the jar of peanut butter and the loaf of bread. Jack decided to leave them at the treehouse. He turned to go back. But just then, Annie's shouting stopped. Jack looked at the river. She had vanished. "Annie?" he called. No answer. "Annie!" Jack shouted. She had completely disappeared. "Oh man," said Jack. Their trip had barely begun and already disaster had struck. He forgot about the stuff in his pack. He just ran as fast as he could. He wove his way between the grazing zebras and giraffes as he raced towards the river. "Help!" called Annie. Uh-oh. I see why this chapter was called Disaster. Wonder what's going to happen next. What happened to Annie? She was at the river helping the animals. What do you think? What's your prediction? Chapter 4 is called Mud Bath. Does that help your prediction? I don't know. We'll have to find out what happens.